Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being. Say it again. Great to be here in Lubbock, Texas. Look at everybody in this fabulous room. Listen, the room is so packed. There's not one but two overflow rooms. To the people who are viewing from the overflow rooms, let's say howdy over there. We appreciate everybody here coming out. Listen, this is so incredibly important. I got some great news for you. The great news is we are going to win in 2022. We're going to paint Texas Red Raider red. And let me tell you how we're going to do it. It's going to be easy. We're just going to show the contrast between the conservative policies that have made Texas number one versus the radical leftist liberal agenda that Beto O'Rourke is trying to oppose on the state of Texas. So let's start, for example, with the economy. In the economy, Texas has the fastest growing economy in the United States of America. Since you all last reelected me to be governor of this great state, Texas has added far more new jobs than any other state in the entire country. But what Beto wants to do, he wants to increase your taxes as well as impose regulations, and that all of that would to be to drive up the cost of inflation even more and eliminate hundreds of thousands of jobs, and we are not going to let that happen. I am running. We're going to beat Beto, and I am running for re-election to keep Texas number one for jobs in the economy in the United States of America. Now, listen, let me tell you how strong our economy is. Our economy is doing so incredibly well, including people in this room who are making the Texas economy number one. But because we're doing so well, Texas now has a $27 billion budget surplus. We need to spend that money this next session, and whose money is that? You are exactly right. And that's why I want to take at least half of that budget surplus, $13.5 billion, and return it to you, the people of Texas, with the largest property tax cut in the history of this state. Now listen, property taxes is a big issue in this race because Beto actually, every time he had the opportunity, he raised property taxes when he was in office. And there's only one person in this race with a plan to cut your property taxes, and that is me. When you re-elect me, we will cut your property taxes here in Texas. A big contributor to the incredible budget surplus that we have is the oil and gas sector. There you go. And so, but listen, this is Texas. We believe in God, guns, and oil. But here's the deal, that because of the money that's been flowing in, that's the surplus that we have because of the oil and gas sector. Texas ranks number one in America for the production of oil and gas. Beto wants to destroy that ranking because Beto has embraced the radical leftist ideology of the Green New Deal. The Green New Deal would destroy the production of oil and gas. It would eliminate hundreds of thousands of high-paying jobs, and it would eliminate the miracle that we have in the state of Texas, and we are not going to let that happen. I'm running for re-election to keep Texas the number one state for producing oil and gas in the United States of America and keep America energy independent. You know, one of the wackiest, most radical leftist ideologies that Beto's campaigned upon is promoting wokeism in our schools. Teaching our kids things like critical race theory. He said teachers can teach whichever version of history they want to teach. That is absolutely wrong. We know that parents are fed up by not being given information about what their kids are being taught. We are going to end that this coming session. Someone right there and some other people have signs that say parents matter. Listen, no government bureaucrat loves a child more than a parent loves their child. The parent is the one who has the right to make the determination of what's in the best interest of their child's education and their child's health care. We will put parents first, exactly where they belong. But listen, when it comes to critical race theory, I will not allow your taxpayer dollars to fund an education that will teach our kids to hate our country. We live in the best country in the history of the entire world, and we are not going to lose that now. And one reason why we're the best country in the history of the world is because of this man right here. He and we got several right here on the front row, and there's others around the room who wore the uniform of the mightiest military in the history of the entire country. Give it up for those who served in the United States military. So going back, there's only one person running for governor who is against critical race theory, and that is me. If you want critical race theory out of our schools, re-elect me to be your governor. But listen, the radical ideology of Beto O'Rourke is even more dangerous than that because it poses dangers for our communities and for our cities. Because Beto has supported the crazy ideology of defunding the police. In Texas, we don't defund police. We support our law enforcement officers, period. And to do something about that, I worked with Senator Perry and Representative Burrows, and we did something. We wanted to make clear our law enforcement officers would not be defunded, so we passed a law that will defund any city that defunds their police. But even more dangerous and reckless than that are the open border policies that have been imposed by President Biden. You know, we see horrific things happening on the border. Total chaos has broken out. And despite that chaos, Beto said, there's no problem on the border. And he even said that he wanted to reduce immigration enforcement. He would do nothing but assist Joe Biden in his open border policies. We cannot let that happen in this state. So what Texas is doing, let's go back just 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago, we had the most secure border in 4 decades, the fewest border crossings in 4 decades. And in the past year, under Joe Biden, we have the highest number of illegal border crossings. More than 2.2 million people were apprehended coming across the border just over the past year. That is unacceptable, and Texas is stepping up and doing things that no other state has ever done. Texas is the first state in the history of the United States to build our own border wall to secure our state. Yeah, there you go. And so so I'll tell you about that first. I will tell you that we have the National Guard on the border as we speak right now, as well as the Department of Public Safety, and they are turning back, they're repelling illegal immigrants from coming across the border, as well as arresting those who come in illegally. To give you an example, we arrest them for trespass, and it was just 2 weeks ago that DPS arrested somebody for trespassing in the state of Texas. It turned out that person had an active warrant for his arrest for murder. What the dangers on the border are extreme, and we are helping the local communities because what the Biden administration is doing, they're just, Border Patrol are not patrolling the border. They're just filling out paperwork of people coming across the border illegally and then dropping them off in small towns like Eagle Pass and Del Rio who are begging for help. And because they were begging for help, that's when I promised them that I would relieve the pressures that were building upon them. I would begin busing those migrants to Washington, D.C., to New York. Just know this. There are buses en route as we're speaking right now. But listen, there is a lot at stake in this election. There's a lot at stake in this election. There's your taxes, your jobs, your safety, your freedom, your values. All of them are on the line in this election. And let me tell you the most important thing that I could tell you, and that is the winner or loser of this election is not going to be me. It's going to be you. It's going to be you and your families and your freedoms and your future. And what Beto wants to do, Beto wants to take a sledgehammer to that future to try to impose his radical leftist ideology. And you know what? We are not going to let that happen. We are going to beat Beto, and we're going to keep Texas the best state in the United States of America. But you know what it takes to get it done, because I heard you in response to the speakers before me. It takes one thing to get it done. It takes your effort to go vote. Now, I know, because I could hear, that many of you have already voted. But you've got a vote sticker on you right now. But I know there's some people here who have not yet voted. And so here's what I want to do. If you have not yet voted, I'm going to make it easy for you. Do not put off to tomorrow what you can do today. And so the closest voting location to where we are right now is the United Market. You know where it is, 2703 82nd Street. It's so close you can almost walk there. And if you have not voted, after I get through talking in 1 minute, we're going to start taking pictures. And then after we get through taking pictures, go down and cast your vote. But if you think that casting your vote is all that's needed to secure victory, you're wrong. You got to do more than that. You need to get others to go vote. This is going to be a high voter turnout election. And there's something you can do, because I can see in the hands of many people in this room right now, you have iPhones or whatever type of phone brand that you have. And what I know is in those phones is your contact list. And you need to go home after you go vote. You need to go home, use your contact list, and send out one simple, short message to all of your contacts. Go vote tomorrow for Governor Abbott. There you go. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. They may not do that. And so you got to do it not just tomorrow, but the next day, and the next day, and the next day. You got to keep sending those text messages out until one or two things happens. One is they send you a picture saying, listen, I voted. Here's a picture of me voting. Or they'll send you a message back saying, if you ever text me again. Either way, you will have hit pay dirt and know that you will have achieved what needed to be done. So I know in this room, I can estimate we have a couple of hundred people in this room and many more in the overflow room. So let's say we have about 400 people here altogether. If there's 400 people who send out 100 text messages, that's 40,000 messages getting people out to go vote. And on election night, when I claim victory, saying that we beat Beto, I'm going to say we beat Beto because of what happened in Lubbock, Texas today. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless the great state of Texas.
Hello, folks. We're going to be starting a photo line over on the left-hand side of the room. If we can line up over here, that would be great. Thank you all.